You may have seen it in recent videos, but I have actually bleached and dyed the underside part of my hair numerous times, and it got me thinking about all of the times I have colored my hair over my life. So I started dyeing my hair when I was actually about like 15. Dyed my hair black with a Walmart bag over my head with my dad. I've gone a wide variety of colors over the years, so I thought it'd be fun to sit down and actually kind of from memory rank all of the hair dyes I have used. I do have some notes here to try and remember all of them and what I remember of using them. I've got about 8 dyes here. There is an honorable mention of a dye I technically have not tried yet, but it is going to be on here just because I do trust the dye for a strange reason. Let's sit back and enjoy the fact that I am able to dye my hair some fun colors. So starting with the honorable mention, it's a dye I have not used personally yet, but I do trust it. I trust this hair dye already, and it's Iro Iro. I full-blown trust Iro Iro because of WWE. Now I understand WWE TKO has a lot of problems right now. I learned about this years ago. WWE superstar, former women's champion, Money in the Bank winner, she has an amazing track record. Asuka uses Iro Iro when she gets her hair done. I trust any hair dye brand that is that potent, that bright, and genuinely lasts very well on hair like Asuka's. I trust Asuka, so I trust Iro Iro. I do have intentions of using another hair dye that is going to be on this list. On this blonde first, and then I will be going purple. So that might be a video once I'm done with the pink. But on to the actual worst hair dye I've probably ever tried. Number 8 on this list is the Wella Charms Semi-Permanents. I wanted to like these. I've always loved going peachy coral colors on my hair because I've always thought it looked really nice. It wasn't too orange, it wasn't too pink, and I've gone it a couple of times, so very distinctive. However, the Wella Charms didn't do shit. It stained versus dyeing my hair to the point I had to re-bleach my hair to get it out, and it's even still there. That is stained. There was barely any payoff, and honestly, it feels like my hair got kind of wrecked when I used it, and I did not care for the experience of using it as a whole. Like, technically, I do have another tube of the same coral I used before. I could try it again, but I do not want to. I would rather put number 7 on my head again. And number 7, yes, this dye is not at the very bottom because it's splat. I went splat blue in college, all over my head. Now the reason splat is not at the bottom is something that I will honestly argue for splat when it comes to the hair dye world, because splat does get a very, very bad rap. It is basically fabric dye. Splat, not the greatest thing to put in your hair. I've used splat a few times over my lifetime. However, better than the Wella Charms then in the terms of at least it dyed my hair, and I could honestly see that if someone has a tried and true hair color, like they've gone red their entire life, they went purple their entire life, blue all their life. Can you really complain with long-lasting color if that's your one color? It's why I will never argue against splat to a certain degree, because if someone doesn't want to change their color frequently, splat can work for you. Like, if you don't want to change or deviate all that much, if you like fire truck red hair forever, it can't hurt to at least give it a shot. And splat, honestly, at least worked when I put splat blue all over my head. At least it worked versus the Wella Charms did not work on my hair. Number 6 on this list is kind of a weird one. It's the Ion Brights. I do remember using it. I think I used the color Flamingo. However, I don't remember anything disastrously bad. I don't remember anything spectacularly, like, amazing, like, oh my god, this is my perfect dye. The reason it's kind of above splat and whatnot in the Wella Charms is mainly because I really like Ion as a brand. I have used Ion bleach anytime I have redone my hair recently, and it is done fantastically. Like, somehow, I have not fried my hair off. I did 2 rounds of bleach when I first did it, and then I did a 3rd round with 30 volume developer. in Ion, I do trust the brand as a whole. I really like their range. I have used them to a certain degree. I just don't remember anything. Don't remember it being awesome. Don't remember it being shitty. So number 6. Now number 5 is that permanent color that I said is on my head. Now I don't know how much grow out you can really see, because like I said, it's basically a cooler, darker version of my hair. And my hair is naturally very dark brown. But I basically put a permanent color over it to kind of tone it down, make it darker, make it cooler to match the colors I was going to go for and actually match my complexion a little bit more. And it was the Soy Fourplex from Clairol. This stuff, chef's kiss. We are already reaching the kind of chef's kiss kind of stuff. One, the range is genuinely amazing. Like I said, this was a permanent color and I had to sit there and finagle and figure out which one was going to be the right brown for me because there were so many options. Like, it was genuinely great. Like, really good. I liked it. It was easy. It wasn't unpleasant. Really, the only thing that was weird about it is I had to get 10 volume developer in a small container because I never really used developer based dyes to darken my hair before. I've always kind of, bleached my hair and then used box dye. But this stuff is really nice. I'm trying to see if I can see a line from where the permanent color, we're about to here when I redid it. So it's probably somewhere around here-ish. Somewhere, but it's very hard to tell. It's a good color. It's a permanent color. I think if I wanted to ever go a natural color all over, this is what I would be using. Number 4 on this list is one that I do kind of wish I had more of. I frankly got them clearance at Walmart when I tried them and I really liked them. It was the Shrine Drops of hair dye and toners. Now, I did really like the mixability. It was overall really easy. It was just pour conditioner to the line, drops of hair dye depending on how bright you wanted it, put it in your hair, ta-da. It was to the point that honestly I was using it on my little cousin at one point because she was really fascinated by hair dye. The guardian was okay with it, so we used it. It was fine. The only reason it kind of gets knocked down out of the top 3 is it didn't really feel like hair dye at some points, depending on which color you used. It felt like it was more tint for more washes of color. It felt like it was really meant to have platinum blonde hair. Like, if I was using it now, I feel like it would work very well on this part of my hair. I feel like it would not work well on this part of my hair. Which one was, like, for kids, honestly? Shrine would be the way to go, personally. Number 3, we're into the big hitters. We are into my ride or die hair dyes now. It's these Kiss Tintation drops. I really like hair dye drops because the idea you can mix them up, they're really versatile, and it's, again, drops, you put them in conditioner, and you can make your own shades. I got these, frankly, also on clearance. They were cheap at Dollar General near my house, and I really liked them. I had blue, purple, there was an auburn color. We had a lot of colors. There was a point where I kind of wanted to get like a bunch of them and kind of like mix and match hair dye colors. I really liked them. They were mixable, they were cheap, they were really easy, they were really good, they were bright, they were easily accessible, they worked great on when my hair was a darker shade of blonde, and overall they were really, really good. Really the only thing that kind of stops them from going any higher into 2 or 1 is it felt like sometimes you would use a lot more of the drops than you would think, and it was kind of hard to go back and forth, and the Shrine Drops had like lines and whatnot and measuring on the boxes and all of that. The Kiss ones were kind of just freeballing here. You would kind of I could almost see these kind of being swapped around, the 3 and 4. But I really liked the vibrancy of the Kiss Drops more than the Shrine Drops, and that's why they're 3. These would also be really good for touching up color. And I said these are kind of that overtone adjacent product, but much more affordable. Number 2, L'Oreal Feria dyes. I used this one specific color of L'Oreal Feria dye that made my hair look amazing for years. I was able to put it on my natural color and it looked gorgeous. It was like a burgundy, violet, reddy rose. My hair looked like Dr. Pepper. My hair looked like a Dr. Pepper can. It was gorgeous. It was stunning. I loved that it had like the shimmer stuff in it, so my hair was always in great health and never smelled bad. The only reason, because I'm sitting here praising it, the only reason Varia isn't number one on my list is the fact that for a single application, and my hair, I like wearing it pretty long now, I would probably need 2 boxes to do my whole head if need be. And it is very expensive. The L'Oreal Varia stuff is really pricey. It's almost worth that price. It is very expensive, in addition to the fact that it's getting harder and harder to find the L'Oreal Varia colors that I really enjoy in stores around me. And personally, I don't know about shipping those kind of chemicals. Just something about that shipping hair dye kind of bothers me. I want to get it in store. That way I know that if I need 2 boxes, it's very accessible. And unfortunately, L'Oreal Varia it's not that accessible for me anymore. However, my number one hair dye from memory and all of that, genuinely, it's a more recent find. It's actually the pink that I use for my hair right now. And it is the Lime Crime Unicorn Hair. Now, when I decided I was going to do this whole color wheel method for my hair, I wanted a pink and I wanted something a little different because I have used a couple of pinks before. I wanted to try something different and I really liked it. I got unicorn hair in Sour Candy. I thought it was more of a berry color, but it's more of like a bubblegum pink, and it's not a bad thing. I do like it. The reason that Lime Crime is number one is for the same reasons that Varia is number two. The Lime Crime stuff, it's in a big jar to the point where when I put it on my hair, I didn't even use like a third of the jar and I got great payoff. It was very easy to use. It was easy to put in. Smelled good. Not hard to work with at all. No developer, whatnot. It was just, it's more accessible because I can just go to Sally's, where I've even had trouble getting my like L'Oreal colors that I wanted. Sometimes even looking for Sally stuff, looking something comparable. It's not easy to find. But this unicorn stuff, it's always there. There's often promotions or sales and it works just solid. I am excited to put the pink back in my hair. I am excited to play with other Lime Crime Unicorn hair dyes because they have really fun colors. And especially when Sally's is doing that special of like buy 2 get 1 free of the hair dyes. Overall, the Lime Crime dye was the best experience for the money's worth because I do like only doing the underside of my hair. Now I understand with the amount of hair I have, if I wanted to go all over with unicorn, yes, I'd probably need a couple of jars. However, for this application of doing just this blonde on the underside of my hair, one purchase, I can do my hair 2 or 3 times. Maybe even more if I stretch it with conditioner. There is absolutely no arguing that of getting to use a single purchase of dye more than once. I hope you enjoyed. Consider subscribing to see more things such as this. Let me know your favorite hair dyes down below or any questions about any of the dyes I have used. I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye.